Hello, everybody, and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John. So today I want to do a review of a book called The Horror Writer. And the full title of this book, excuse me, I've got to bring it up here. It's a study of craft and identity in the horror genre. And this is published by Death Head. I believe it's called Death Head, or excuse me, I'm sorry, Hellbound. It's published by Hellbound Books. And it's edited by Joe Menhart. So what this is about is basically one of those books on writing horror. And there are several essays by different authors. And I'm just going to really kind of cover some of the ones that I enjoy myself reading. They're all very informative. They're all very helpful in establishing how to become a successful horror writer, how to improve your craft. And this was actually sent to me as an ebook by way of the publisher, Hellbound Books. So let me go over some of the ones that I enjoyed myself. One of the ones I liked was Connecting with Your Audience Through Fear, and that is by Chad Lutzke. And he basically writes that using fear, that we all have different fears, and how the horror writer basically has to kind of tap into the reader's fear. What scares the reader? And a lot of times that can also be by just writing about what scares them, what scares the writer. So I thought that one was really good. Okay. Next up, what is another one? Let's see, let me find it. Oh, here we go. I believe this was by Kenneth W. Kane. It's jump scares, creating tension without gimmicks. So a jump scare in a movie, that's pretty easy to create, but a jump scare in a book, that's not so easy. And he does say one thing. He says, you don't create a jump scare by all of a sudden using the word suddenly. That is not going to create a jump scare. And he kind of walks you through some effective ways on how to create an effective jump scare in a book, because they are two different things. Okay. Let's see. What is another one? Let's see. I believe this one is by Monique Snyman, and it's called King of the Hill, Stepping Out of the Shadows. And it's actually about Joe Hill, and how even though he is the son of Stephen King, he didn't use that name to make a name, King's name, to make a name for himself in the horror genre, but instead chose a variation or a play or whatever on his actual name, which is Joseph Hillstrom King, and instead became Joe Hill. So it's like people will tell you, if you want to be successful, you don't try to be the next, don't try to be the next Stephen King, try to be the next, or the first you. So that's what he did. He said, I'm not going to be the next Stephen King, I'm going to be the first Joe Hill. All right, that was pretty cool. Let's see, there are interviews with Stephen Graham Jones. That was a really good one. Let me see. Goodness gracious. Interview with Steve Rasnick Tim, who of course is pretty much kind of a legendary horror writer, along with his wife, the late Melanie Tim. Let me see what else. And then there is the last one is by Ramsey Campbell, and this is Lovecraft Tales Analyzed, which, if you're a Lovecraft fan, that one was really excellent. I mean, because Campbell is really huge on Lovecraft, and Lovecraft was a big influence on his writing. So it's actually really, really informative. So yeah, that's it. I mean, and there's probably a good grief. There are a ton more essays in this thing, but those are the ones that stood out the most for me. I don't know if I'm going to really give this book a rating, but if I did give it a rating, I would give it a 5-star rating, because it is very informative. And I'm not a horror writer myself. I've only written like one horror story, and I've written one poem. So yeah, but to anybody that is a aspiring horror writer, it's actually quite informative, and just, yeah, I think you could get a lot out of it. So yeah, that's my review of The Horror Writer, and that is again published by Hellbound Books, and it is edited by Joe Menhart. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and have a great day.